people who come from a foreign country, and especially in the rap world, don't get a good reception in the U.S. And I understand why. I mean, I think mostly because I've lived here half my life in this part of the world, and the other half, I'm a very good translator between the two worlds. So I know what it's like to talk in the lingo of these streets, and I know what it's like to live in those streets. And so I'm able to translate between the two worlds, and I don't think there's been anyone to come from the two worlds to be able to explain, which might explain why my music works here. I'm seeing the impact of the music that I made. We headlined the New York show, and I just had opened for Lenny Kravitz in the same venue. The turnout was remarkable. It was a sold-out show, and mostly, young people, 17-year-old, 18-year-old Americans singing every word of my songs, And so you can see that there is a shift, that there is a change happening in music today, that people are starting to need something more than what is happening in the club, you know what I mean? Granted, that's still what radio's doing, and that's cool, but radio's always has never been one to set a trend, it's just been one to respond to one. People are taking my music into their hands, and then the push is beginning to have, maybe radio and TV respond. When 14-year-old kids are singing the songs like that, I saw mothers bringing with their kids at the shows and buying the merchandise for their kids. That's a real interesting moment when it kind of crosses between parent and a child, and they both interested in the music. New York was my first home coming out of Somalia, and I lived in New York for about a year before we went to Toronto. Although Toronto is hometown, North America I've lived half my life. So apparent differences between people here in North America and other parts of the world, especially what's considered the third world, the priorities are different. You know what I mean? The measurement for happiness is different. You have a different measuring system for happiness than we do over there. For example, here, a lot of people want to attain material success because it's what makes you who you are and what makes you happy eventually, and so on. Or you want to make a mark for yourself, and it's usually about self. For example, in my country, no matter how successful I get as Kanan, I can never really truly be successful without Somalia being successful. You can imagine success is a long way from here. We got an entire culture based on building one another. You can't win alone. You gotta win with your people. And so that's the difference. In American terms, I'm pretty successful. The World Cup thing, I'm touring the world, I'm getting to be doing things with sold-out shows, it's great. But in terms of my country and my people, I'm really just starting, because, we still in the gutter. We're still dealing with a lot of difficult issues.
Many memorable moments working with Heavy D, many. We go back before making records. It's crazy, I think about him every day.
And we're just playing, I'm just showing him mad, ill R&B shit, and we're just going crazy. So it ended up me being this R&B DJ.
Just because they're a cop doesn't make them a saint, doesn't make them they're just people. And they make bad decisions sometimes. Sometimes they make great decisions.
Everybody's ate the mushrooms. We had to do the sound check, and then I'm in my room trying to figure out how I'm gonna get myself out of the drain.